This is CBN NewsWatch.
Thank you so much for joining us for this first edition of CBN NewsWatch for Monday, June 17th. I'm Ephraim Graham. We want to begin with the tensions rising between the U.S. and Iran. An Iranian spokesperson says in the next 10 days it will break the uranium stockpile limit set by the Iran nuclear deal. Now, this comes after the attack of 2 Norwegian oil tankers. Secretary of State Mike Pompeo says there's no mistaking it. Iran is responsible for these attacks.
The intelligence community has lots of data, lots of evidence. The world will come to see much of it, but the American people should rest assured we have high confidence with respect to who conducted these attacks, as well as a half a dozen other attacks throughout the world.
Washington correspondent Amber Strong is following this story for us and joins us from our Washington, D.C. bureau with more. So, Amber, who supports America's assertion Iran is to blame for the attacks and who's hesitant?
Well, so far, Ephraim, the UK has come out saying that the intel is very convincing. And then over the weekend, Mohammed bin Salman, who is the Crown Prince of Saudi Arabia, also says the intel is convincing. Mike Pompeo, as you just saw there, is saying that more intelligence is coming forward. And as countries start to see what the U.S. has, then they too will jump on board.
What kind of response are you seeing in Washington, and how are lawmakers responding?
The White House is saying that President Trump has said over and over he does not want war, but that he's exploring the full range of options, whatever that means. There are some people like Senator Tom Cotton who says the White House has every right to retaliate. And on the flip side, Democrats are saying we need to be cautious. Yes, this is Iran. They don't disagree that this is Iran behind the attacks, but that this feels too much like the drumbeat going up to the war in Iraq, and that we need to be confident in not only the intel, but confident in where support lies with our allies before we make any sort of retaliation.
All right, Amber Strong reporting for us from Washington. Amber, thank you.
Thank you.
Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, along with U.S. Ambassador David Friedman, officially opened a settlement in the Golan Heights named after President Donald Trump. The settlement will be called Ramat Trump, that is Hebrew for Trump Heights. It was known as Bruhim before. The community is 30 years old with a population of only 10 people, but Israel hopes the new name will encourage a new wave of residents.
President Trump is a very great friend of our country, a leader who did things that had not been done before and had to be done for justice and truth. Here, there's a realization of the Zionist vision at its best. The building of the land of Israel is the foundation of our national life, and the Golan, I will say it again, listen to it well, the Golan was and will be an inseparable part of our land and our country. The Golan is Israeli.
Anyone who ever has visited the Golan Heights and received the tours, especially the tours from the IDF, but almost any tour, causes you to know immediately, without any requiring any great insider wisdom, that this is incredibly important territory for the state of Israel. Few things are more important to the security of the state of Israel than permanent sovereignty over the Golan Heights. It is simply obvious, it is indisputable, it's beyond any reasonable debate.
The ceremony follows President Trump's decision to recognize Israeli sovereignty over the strategic area on Israel's northern border. Israel captured the Golan Heights from Syria in the 1967 Six-Day War and annexed it in 1981. No country recognized it until President Donald Trump. A massive blackout left more than 44 million people without electricity across parts of South America, including Argentina, Uruguay, and Paraguay Sunday. Public transportation stopped, shops closed, and people were told to conserve water. The outage in Argentina occurred as voters were heading to the polls for a local election. The blackout was caused by a major failure in the electrical grid that serves the countries, but authorities are still unsure about what caused that collapse. The movie Unplanned, about former Planned Parenthood director turned pro-life leader Abby Johnson, became a box office hit in America despite pushback by Hollywood and the media. Canadian Christian author and television host Laura Lynn Tyler Thompson talked with our Wendy Griffith about a similar struggle there to see it playing in theaters.
Laura Lynn, tell us what happened in Canada. Was the movie simply not going to be allowed?
Right. The movie was not going to be allowed. And a fellow by the name of Art Lucier was putting on a Battle for Canada conference in Edmonton, Alberta. And he contacted the producers and said, listen, we'd love to show this. So they put the word out. They literally had only about 5 days notice or something like that. And 2,800 people showed up to see this movie, which was, offered for free at this stadium. And so, they took an offering to cover some expenses, and they showed this movie. And I'll tell you, there wasn't a dry eye in the house.
So basically, these 2,800 people were Christians, and they'd heard about the movie, and they were making a statement.
Yes, they were making a statement. They were saying that we want to engage on this abortion debate because in Canada, it's been shut down. Even our Conservative Party leader, Andrew Scheer, does not want to open the debate. And so we've been left with very little in recourse in how to protect the unborn. And there's a rise. People want to be able to speak on this and stand for those that cannot stand for themselves.
Laura Lynn, what has been the response by audiences in Canada who've seen the movie so far?
The response was incredible. It was so incredible that we all signed on immediately that we would participate in a boycott of Cineplex movie theaters until they would decide to open their doors. All we're asking for is freedom of speech. This movie has an audience. This will bring funds to you. Would you please just show the movie? And so the response was overwhelming. It's about forgiveness. It's about love. It's about empowerment. And it's about the money behind the whole industry of Planned Parenthood.
Laura Lynn, tell us about the distribution of the movie and why seeing it distributed is so important to pro-life work in Canada.
Right. Well, we finally have a distributor, which Cineplex was saying, well, you don't have a distributor. So the movie has a distributor, and that distributor is currently looking for theaters across the nation that will show it. And so we hope that this changes everything and that everyone will be able to see it. Of course, it could be aired in churches, if this was unavailable, but we want everyone to feel free to go. Those who have had abortions, those who don't even know what they think about the issue. And so a theater is the best place for that to happen. And we believe it's finally going to happen. So we hope that the theaters will open their hearts and their doors.
Amen. Laura Lynn Tyler Thompson, as always, good to see you and talk with you. And God bless you and all you're doing there in Canada.
Bless you, Wendy.
Clusters of thunderstorms will bring heavy rain from Ohio to Texas and the mid-Atlantic this week, and the downpours will likely trigger flash flooding in some areas. So far, parts of Texas are already getting hit with severe storms. Strong wind gusts tore the roof off a building in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. Meanwhile, a funnel cloud was a sight to see in Brookfield, Ohio. The storm downed trees, some power lines, and destroyed one building. A hiker who nearly died after he went missing for 6 days in the perils of the Arkansas wilderness is thanking Jesus for leading search and rescue teams to save him. He says he wouldn't be alive without him. He went on a hike for his 38th birthday and got lost. He managed to send a text to his mother that he needed help. Rescue crews found him after several days of searching. He thanked family, friends, and rescuers for not giving up on him. Now you can read the full story at cbnnews.com. Coming up, Dan Crenshaw, the freshman congressman from Texas, is gaining national attention. We're going to have the latest reason why, plus a sit-down interview with the former Navy SEAL. Stay with us.
Introducing the CBN Bible from CBN.com. Now, an easier way to study the Bible and grow in your faith. Highlight your favorite verse. Read separate versions at a glance. Click and read a commentary, or cross-reference your favorite verse using the Strong's Concordance. All the right tools to study the Bible, all in one place. The CBN Bible, available at cbn.com/Bible or the iTunes App Store.
It has the power to influence weight loss, boost your immune system, and improve brain function.
We've seen an explosion of data on the role of the gut microbiome in health.
The free Build a Better Gut booklet reveals the latest information about the gut microbiome. You'll discover how your gut affects the rest of your health.
The gut microbiome has been linked to depression and cancer and heart disease.
Learn how to build a stronger, healthier gut.
The microbiome, if it's in good composition, are really protecting us all the time from more invasive things.
Get the Build a Better Gut booklet, free from the Christian Broadcasting Network. Call 1-800-700-7000 or go to cbn.com/buildabettergut.
You need to make sure that your microbes are working with you, not against you.
And if you order online, you'll get immediate access to the Build a Better Gut series, a digital copy of the booklet, and related bonus material. Build a Better Gut today. Call 1-800-700-7000 or go to cbn.com/buildabettergut for your free copy.
Here, we're committed to a heritage of rigorous scholarship dating back over 1,000 years.
And to a faith tradition dating back 1,000 more.
This is how we create a culture of inquiry where no topic is off limits.
And a culture of hope.
Anything's possible!
It's Christian leadership.
And it's changing the world for the better.
It's higher learning.
It's greater knowing.
It's what makes us whole.
It's what makes us Regent.
The top political news and analysis from Washington on Faith Nation, tonight at 6 Eastern, only on the CBN News Channel.
Texas Congressman Dan Crenshaw is calling out former top Obama advisor Ben Rhodes for downplaying U.S. claims, as we reported at the top of this newscast, that Iran attacked oil tankers in the Persian Gulf. Crenshaw tweeted Rhodes, who pushed for the Iran nuclear deal, isn't to be trusted when it comes to Iran. Recently, our Abigail Robertson sat down for a one-on-one interview with Crenshaw to learn more about the former Navy SEAL, his war injury, and his growing national attention.
Congressman Dan Crenshaw, whose district covers the outskirts of Houston, made national headlines even before he got to Washington and saw an army of Americans rise to his defense after the former Navy SEAL found himself as the butt of a controversial joke.
You may be surprised to hear he's a congressional candidate from Texas and not a hitman in a porno movie.
But it was Crenshaw who had the last laugh.
Thanks for making a Republican look good.
Getting a rare apology from the long-running show.
I mean this from the bottom of my heart. It was a poor choice of words. The man is a war hero, and he deserves all the respect in the world.
You did 5 tours of duty.
We need a lot more Dan Crenshaw in our society.
And almost overnight, becoming a rising star in the GOP.
It did change my freshman year in Congress, for sure. And, you know, it's usually the case is that you just try to keep your head down your freshman year, and I was just never given that opportunity.
Crenshaw sees it as a blessing, giving him a bigger voice to talk about key issues.
The left is really good at selling bad ideas, and the right is really bad at selling good ideas.
A former Navy SEAL, politics wasn't always in his career plan.
I never really wanted to leave the SEAL teams.
Life and plans changed after an IED blast in Afghanistan in 2012.
I was blinded right away.
Crenshaw managed to get himself to the helicopter.
They saw my condition. They immediately put me into a kind of medically induced coma.
Meanwhile, back home, Dan's family and now wife Tara were learning about the blast.
We knew that his right eye was gone. We knew that the other eye had been blinded.
We were hoping for a miracle. And eventually that miracle did happen in the operating room.
After surgeons saved his left eye, they discovered his retina had a hole in it.
So we're hoping for another miracle, because I mean the conversation there was, okay, do you just let yourself go completely blind slowly and at least you'll get to see for a while longer? Or do we try this surgery out, which your eye is so fragile right now, it's a really bad idea.
But God performed that second miracle and saved his sight.
There's no other way to describe that except God giving me the strength to believe the impossible.
Needing to leave the military, but still wanting to serve his country, Crenshaw saw an opportunity with the retirement of Texas Congressman Ted Poe.
It was all history from there. We decided to go for it.
A key part of Crenshaw's brand, authenticity.
We've created this mess, and we get the politicians we deserve.
Instead of always hosting traditional town halls, Crenshaw takes different approaches, like talking to constituents over games of foosball.
I'm pretty good at foosball, so I can fend off most people, although there were some experts who came in and just took me to town.
Where winners get Astros tickets.
This job can wear you down, so you might as well have fun.
What do you think the Republican Party needs to do heading into 2020 to win back control of the House?
There's a lot of opportunity for Republicans to take the center. When Democrats are proposing things like a Green New Deal or Medicare for All, and proposing that they take away your private insurance, it's very obvious to regular people that they've gone in a radical direction that will not work.
The congressman maintains Republicans need to answer for these plans instead of just criticizing them.
We need to do a better job informing people what is actually happening.
Such as opposing the Unborn Child Protection Act.
It's not about abortion at all. It's about a baby that is alive, just like any other baby. It's outside the womb. And deserves the same medical care that any other human being would get.
As for potential bipartisanship, Crenshaw is skeptical.
Their base is so mad. I've never seen people so angry and hating conservatives.
And believes politicians need to stop adding poison pills to bipartisan issues.
Let's pass things out of the House that will actually go somewhere. I think that's what people want.
Congressman Crenshaw tells me he hopes to continue serving his country for many years to come. As one of the most recognizable millennials in the GOP, he could be a factor in helping Republicans reach younger generations. Reporting from Houston, Abigail Robertson, CBN News.
Still ahead, there may not be a fountain of youth, but there are some key things we can all do to age well. Stay with us.
It's the new Superbook Bible app. It's packed with games, activities, and Superbook episodes that you can watch for free. Oh, no! There's trivia, a fun daily devotional, and answers to your Bible questions. Plus, an easy-to-understand Bible the whole family will enjoy. You can even create your own Superbook character. Ta-da! It's the new Superbook Bible app. Free downloads on iTunes, Google Play, and Amazon.
Young people, millennials, are flocking to church.
It's not an exaggeration to say that we love to meet them and that we love to know their stories.
Come home to the Southern Gospel Station from CBN Radio. You'll enjoy a rich Southern blend of bluegrass, classic gospel, and Southern gospel favorites. CBN Southern Gospel. Available now at cbnradio.com.
Woohoo! Hi, Superbook fans. Here's something else you'll love. It's the new Superbook Bible app. It's packed with games, activities, and Superbook episodes that you can watch for free. Oh, no! There's trivia, a fun daily devotional, and answers to your Bible questions. Plus, an easy-to-understand Bible the whole family will enjoy. You can even create your own Superbook character. Ta-da! Whoa!
Millsburg Falls man coming.
Sorry, pardon me. Sorry, excuse me. Ouch!
Are you getting this?
Earn super points to win daily prizes, too. And so much more! Time to get back to my adventures. See you soon! It's the new Superbook Bible app. Free downloads on iTunes, Google Play, and Amazon.
Check out the CBN News Daily Rundown podcast each weekday with me, Caitlin Burke. Click on the show tab at cbnnews.com where you can listen and subscribe.
Many people fear getting older means losing their independence, memory, and mobility, but it doesn't have to be that way. Lori Johnson introduces us to a woman who proves it's never too late to turn back the clock.
At age 61, Barbara Hannah Grufferman feels happier and healthier than many people half her age.
We can't control getting older, but we can control how we do it.
You might find it hard to believe that until about a decade ago, Barbara lived like a couch potato.
The last time I had worked out seriously was back when Jane Fonda was doing those tapes, you know, Feel the Burn and all that stuff.
By middle age, she put on weight, felt sluggish, and believed her best years were behind her.
And I was starting to feel, is this what turning 50 is all about? And it was a very upsetting moment for me, and it was a very scary time for me.
In the midst of her depression, she chose to take a little walk.
I put one foot in front of the other. I literally took my first step to my whole new life. I didn't realize it then.
The walks started happening more often, became longer, and she started mixing in a little jogging.
I was starting to lose the weight. I was starting to have more energy. I was just starting to look better and started to feel, for the first time since turning 50, actually positive about my future.
That positive feeling led her to complete 5 marathons, write 3 books, including her latest, Love Your Age, becoming an AARP ambassador, and getting off all medications.
Doctors say regular exercise means we can ditch a lot of the pills we take, like antidepressants, blood pressure medication, and sleeping pills.
It also reduces the risk of chronic diseases like cancer, heart disease, and diabetes, according to the Cleveland Clinic's Dr. Michael Roizen.
Well, it's never too late until you're 6 feet under. So it's never too late until they're putting dirt on top of you.
In his book, Age Proof, Roizen cites research showing exercise can significantly strengthen our immune system.
Yeah, this is really strange because no one ever expected this.
Scientists now tell us our ability to fight off everything from the common cold to Alzheimer's is largely determined by the bacteria in our gut.
And believe it or not, exercise was one of the great things at changing the bacteria inside you, we don't know why, into being much healthier.
But not just any exercise.
Researchers figured out the least amount of exercise we need to do to achieve the maximum health benefits. It involves 4 types of exercise.
10,000 steps a day, which can be measured on a fitness tracker, 20 jumps each morning and night, 30 minutes of resistance training 3 times a week, and 20 minutes of cardio 3 times a week.
Doing 20 minutes 3 times a week of things that make you sweat in a cool room. That's what we call cardio.
As spokeswoman for the American Osteoporosis Foundation, Barbara feels especially passionate about resistance training, which can mean lifting weights or using your body weight, as in push-ups or planks. That, along with calcium and vitamin D, strengthens bones.
This is critical because people, when they fall at an advanced age, can be debilitated for the rest of their lives. And that is something that I think about.
While exercise isn't the only anti-aging tool, it's often the first.
Because I was feeling so much better and motivated to live a healthier life, I decided to, investigate what should I eat.
Barbara switched to a plant-based diet, avoiding sugar and processed foods. So while aging is inevitable, don't give up on life. Walking, cardio, and resistance training can help you avoid many of the pitfalls of getting older. Lori Johnson, CBN News.
Coming up, a Father's Day picture with the newest member of the British royal family. Stay with us.
Are you suffering from feeling tired or worn out during the day? Can you not turn off your brain at night? You are not alone. Hi, I'm Dr. Michael Bruce, the sleep doctor, and I've partnered with the Christian Broadcasting Network, and we're going to bring you some unbelievable information that you can use tonight to get a better night's rest.
Wake up to your best life. Call 1-800-700-7000 or go to cbn.com to get your free copy of Protect Your Sleep today.
If you want to be an attorney with a passion for serving people and for excellence, Regent University needs to be high on your list.
Regents award-winning law school doesn't just create lawyers. We create leaders, judges, prosecutors and defense lawyers, civil litigators, and leaders in government.
My focus has been trying to really make sure we have the future leaders we need for the bench and the bar and for society generally.
You'll learn from highly credentialed leaders who are current and former judges, distinguished scholars, and ACLJ counsel.
I'm so glad I chose Regent. The relationships here have been amazing. The faculty have been amazing. Not everybody's called to the same thing when they leave law school, but they're called by a God who has a purpose for their lives, and He is going to use that education to make a difference in the world.
Regent will prepare you to be a purpose-driven, practice-ready lawyer. To start your rewarding law career, complete the online application, submit your transcripts, and take the law school admissions test by July. Apply today.
If you want to be an attorney with a passion for serving people and for excellence, Regent University needs to be high on your list.
Regents award-winning law school doesn't just create lawyers. We create leaders, judges, prosecutors and defense lawyers, civil litigators, and leaders in government. Ready to become a purpose-driven, practice-ready lawyer? To start your rewarding career, complete the online application, submit your transcripts, and take the law school admissions test by July.
When I came to Regent University, it's like the world opened up. I felt like I needed to advance my career and go back to school. Regent was a perfect fit for me. The Regent professors are world-class. You are equipped. The focus of the faculty is on each individual student, whether it's online or in person. You become a part of Regent's family. You carry with you not just the content and the knowledge, but the confidence to understand that we can be significant in the world.
Regent University. Follow your path.
Young people, millennials, are flocking to church.
It's not an exaggeration to say that we love to meet them and that we love to know their stories.
Britain's Prince Harry and his wife Meghan, the Duchess of Sussex, released a photo of their 6-week-old son Archie for Father's Day. The sepia-tone photo posted Sunday on the royal couple's Instagram feed shows the baby cradled in Harry's arms and clutching his father's finger. The post captioned, "Happy Father's Day," and wishing a very special first Father's Day to the Duke of Sussex. This is the first public picture of Archie with his eyes open, and it already, as you can imagine, has 2 million likes. Well, time now for your Monday motivation. I leave you with this thought, especially for those of us who've battled negative thoughts of I'm not good enough, I'm not smart enough, I don't have enough, and I can't. It is time to see yourself through the real eyes of God. In that, real eyes realize the truth of God is you are fearfully and wonderfully made. And with Him, guess what? You can do all things. With that word, I encourage you to make today a marvelous Monday. That will do it for this first edition of CBN NewsWatch. Thank you so much for watching. Remember, you can always get more of the issues you care most about at cbnnews.com. You can also watch CBN News programs anytime throughout the day on the CBN News channel. We'd love to know what you think about these stories. Email us, newswatch@cbn.com. And we'll see you right back here, same time tomorrow. Goodbye and God bless.